Port Charles has seen its share of schemers, secrets, and shadowy plots, but few places carry as much history, wealth, and deceit as the infamous Quatermain mansion. For months, whispers have floated through town about strange goings-on inside those elegant walls. People have come and gone, old ghosts have reappeared, and now, a chilling revelation is about to come to light. Enter Ronnie D'Angelo, a man with more skeletons than most in the Port Charles Police Department would dare to dig up. Once dismissed as a minor player in Dante's early days on the force, Ronnie has returned, older, harder, and carrying knowledge that could shake the Quatermain family to its core. But what exactly has Ronnie stumbled onto? And why is he unraveling so fast that even Sonny Corinthos is starting to take notice? According to General Hospital spoilers, a massive Quatermain scheme, one that's been buried under years of cover-ups, may finally come to light, thanks to Ronnie's mental breakdown and a web of corruption stretching from the PCPD to the Q estate itself. When Ronnie D'Angelo first appeared back in Port Charles, most fans thought it was just a nostalgic callback, an old friend of Dante's, possibly looking to make amends for past wrongs. But within days of his return, something seemed off.
He wasn't sleeping.
He was muttering to himself about the tapes. And he seemed fixated on ELQ, the Quatermain business empire that's always been synonymous with both power and dysfunction. Sources close to production hint that Ronnie's story will dive deep into psychological territory. His unraveling, but not in the way viewers expect, an insider teases. His not hallucinating, his remembering. And what he remembers could destroy a legacy. Apparently, years ago, before his supposed disappearance, Ronnie was involved in an off-the-books investigation involving Alan Quatermain's estate. Back then, a mysterious financial discrepancy caught his eye, tied to secret accounts under names no one recognized.
He was told to drop it. He didn't.
Now, decades later, Ronnie's back with evidence. But his mind? That's another matter. Inside the mansion, the tension is thick enough to slice with a silver cake knife. Tracy is, as always, barking orders and deflecting suspicions. Ned is torn between corporate loyalty and his moral compass. Brooklyn is trying to keep peace with her new husband Chase while dodging the ghosts of her family's business ethics. And Monica, though aging gracefully, seems more distant, perhaps too quiet for someone who has weathered so many storms. Recent GH scripts hint that Monica has been secretly corresponding with someone outside Port Charles.
A confidant.
Or maybe, an accomplice? Ronnie's erratic behavior begins to intersect with the Quatermains when he shows up on Monica's doorstep late one evening. Exhausted, trembling, and clutching a small leather briefcase, he mutters one sentence before collapsing on the porch.
You don't understand. It wasn't Alan's money.
It was blood money. That's the moment Monica realizes the past isn't buried, it's coming home to roost. Leave it to General Hospital to turn even the most elegant of homes into a stage for scandal. As the week unfolds, Brooklyn overhears Ned and Monica discussing the room. Curious, she follows the conversation, leading her to the one place in the mansion she's been forbidden to enter, the East Cellar. What she finds there chills her to the bone. A sealed-off chamber that's been undisturbed for decades, filled with documents, tapes, and photos. At the center of it all? A rusted metal lockbox bearing the initials RD.
Ronnie D'Angelo.
Inside the box are surveillance tapes from the late 90s, secret recordings that appear to have been made inside the Quatermain home. On them, Alan, Edward, Tracy, and others discussing a corporate payout that, according to the dates, coincides with the suspicious death of an ELQ employee long forgotten by history.
Brooklyn panics. What has her family done?
Before she can tell Chase or Ned, the footage disappears. Someone else knows the secret, and they are willing to kill to protect it. Ronnie's mental state continues to deteriorate, but what looks like madness might actually be suppressed memory. Flashbacks reveal that Ronnie wasn't just investigating the Quatermains, he was hired by them. Tracy, in a desperate attempt to bury a scandal decades ago, paid Ronnie to help make a certain problem disappear. The problem was a young woman named Cynthia Marsh, a former ELQ accountant who uncovered embezzlement linked to charity funds meant for General Hospital's pediatric wing. Cynthia went missing shortly after threatening to go public. And Ronnie, according to new revelations, was the last person to see her alive. As these memories flood back, Ronnie starts leaving cryptic warnings across town, scribbling the basement nose on the walls of Charlie's pub and even showing up at the Metro Court ranting about ELQ's cursed gold. Everyone thinks he's lost it, except Dante, who knows Ronnie too well to ignore the signs. Dante Falconeri finds himself torn between duty and compassion. Ronnie was once his mentor, a man who taught him that justice often lives in the gray area. But now, watching Ronnie spiral, Dante can't shake the feeling that something very real lies beneath the paranoia. With help from Sam, he digs into ELQ's oldest financial archives. What they find confirms the unthinkable, a pattern of payouts, shell corporations, and false charity transfers, going back 30 years.
And the name attached to those payouts.
Sam, ever the investigator, follows the trail to a closed foundation registered in South America. The accounts were active until 5 years ago, around the same time Ronnie's name vanished from PCPD records.
It wasn't just a disappearance. It was a cover-up.
As news of Ronnie's claims spreads, the Quatermain family fractures. Tracy insists it's nonsense, a relic from a man who's lost his marbles. Ned wants to cooperate with Dante and clear the family name. Brooke Lynn, shaken by what she found, refuses to speak. And Monica starts acting strangely protective of the mansion's old east cellar, refusing to let anyone near it. Even Michael Corinthus, torn between his loyalty to ELQ and his conscience, begins to investigate privately. When he discovers evidence that Cynthia Marsh might have been pregnant at the time of her disappearance, the entire family dynamic changes. Could there be a secret Quatermain heir hiding somewhere in the world?
The pressure becomes too much for Ronnie.
He checks himself into Shadowbrook, fearing his losing his mind. But his stay there only deepens the mystery. A new doctor, Dr. Austin Gatlin Holt, begins treating him, claiming to have a personal interest in the Quatermain case. Longtime viewers will recall that Austin himself has complicated ties to the Quatermain family. He's the son of Jimmy Lee Holt, Edward Quatermain's illegitimate child, making Austin an heir himself. In sessions, Ronnie reveals fragmented memories, being paid in cash, seeing Edward threaten someone, and burying a black duffel bag near the mansion's edge. Austin, disturbed, realizes Ronnie's delusions align too closely with old family rumors. He quietly contacts Tracy, warning her that Ronnie may expose something catastrophic.
Her cold response?
If he talks, Austin, he won't live long enough to finish the sentence. Just when it seems the storm might calm, GH takes its signature explosive turn, literally. During a tense Quatermain family dinner, Ronnie escapes from Shadowbrook, showing up disheveled, frantic, and carrying an envelope. He demands everyone listen, claiming he has the last piece of the puzzle. Before he can reveal it, the east wing of the mansion explodes. The blast throws everyone to the floor, injuring Monica and trapping Brooke Lynn and Chase beneath debris. When the smoke clears, Ronnie is gone, and so is the envelope. The PCPD and fire department label it an accidental gas leak, but Dante doesn't buy it. He believes the explosion was a hit designed to silence Ronnie once and for all. In the wreckage, Dante discovers half-burned documents with Cynthia Marsh's initials and the name of a bank in Caracas. The files suggest a child support trust, payments made for a son named Aaron Marsh, now in his early 30s. That name sets off alarm bells for fans who've been tracking recent casting rumors. Could this Aaron Marsh be the mysterious new character recently teased for a 2025 debut? If Aaron is indeed Cynthia's son, that makes him Alan's or Edward's grandchild, and potentially the rightful heir to a portion of ELQ. But more disturbingly, it connects him to the very blood money that started the Quatermain curse. Weeks later, Brooke Lynn returns to the rebuilt mansion and uncovers something Ronnie left behind, a voice recorder hidden in the piano bench. His voice, raw and fearful, confesses everything.
If you're hearing this, I didn't make it. Tracy paid me to make Cynthia disappear.
I thought I was protecting the family, but it was never about the money.
It was about the baby.
Find him before they do. Brooke Lynn, shaken, plays the recording for Chase and Dante. Together, they vow to find Aaron Marsh and bring the truth to light, no matter what it costs the Quatermains. As the investigation heats up, Monica finally breaks her silence. In a stunning confession, she reveals she's known about Cynthia Marsh for years. After Cynthia's disappearance, Monica received an anonymous letter claiming that Alan had fathered Cynthia's unborn child. Rather than expose the scandal and destroy the family, Monica made quiet arrangements to ensure the boy's well-being. Through intermediaries, she helped fund Aaron's education abroad, believing that was enough. Now, with a past clawing its way back, Monica must face the devastating truth. Her silence allowed Ronnie and others to suffer, and may have led to Cynthia's death. As Dante and Sam close in on the financial web, they discover something chilling: Aaron Marsh's name tied to recent ELQ acquisitions, purchased under a shell company. Someone's been manipulating ELQ from the inside for months, setting up a power shift. And now,
That person's identity is about to be revealed. In the upcoming sweeps, GH spoilers tease a quarterly meeting turned ambush where Aaron himself appears, charismatic, intelligent, and eerily familiar. When he introduces himself as Aaron Holt Marsh, fans gasp. Austin's half-brother. Another branch of the Quatermain legacy. Another threat to Trace's empire. But Aaron isn't there for money. He's there for justice, for his mother, and for Ronnie, the man who tried to redeem himself too late. In a poignant twist, Dante receives one final envelope days later, delivered anonymously. Inside is a flash drive containing Ronnie's final message, recorded before the explosion. "They'll call me crazy, but you'll see soon enough. The Quatermains built their fortune on more than business, they built it on silence. Every secret has a price, Dante. And this one's about to be paid in full." The screen fades to black. A gunshot echoes. The file corrupts. Is Ronnie dead, or did he stage his own disappearance one last time? As Port Charles reels from the Q Mansion scandal, alliances shift dramatically. Tracy faces possible charges for conspiracy and obstruction. Monica steps down from the hospital board, citing health reasons. Ned vows to rebuild ELQ's integrity, alienating his mother. Brooklyn struggles with guilt, torn between loyalty to her family and doing what's right. Dante, haunted by Ronnie's downfall, doubles down on exposing corruption within the PCPD. And in a shocker no one sees coming, Jason Morgan re-enters the fold, claiming he's been working with the FBI to investigate financial crimes tied to ELQ. His loyalty to the Quatermains, long buried, resurfaces, but his mission is unclear. Is he protecting his family, or dismantling them? Aaron Holt Marsh's arrival marks a seismic shift for General Hospital. A charming strategist with a vendetta, he begins infiltrating ELQ, aligning with outsiders like Selena Wu and Valentin Cassadine. His goal? Not to destroy ELQ, but to expose its darkest chapter to the world. And to do that, he'll use every tool at his disposal, including Brooklyn, whom he develops an unexpected connection with. Their chemistry sparks immediately, but when Brooklyn learns who he really is, she's torn between attraction and betrayal. Chase's jealousy ignites, creating one of GH's most compelling love triangles in years. Meanwhile, Dante discovers that Ronnie's old files contain more than just corruption. They hint at a second victim, someone still alive and hiding under a false identity in Port Charles. Could Cynthia Marsh herself still be alive? As November sweeps approach, all paths converge at the Quatermain mansion once more. The rebuilt estate hosts ELQ's grand reopening gala, a glittering event meant to symbolize rebirth and redemption. But as the lights dim and the champagne flows, a new video begins playing on the monitors, Ronnie's missing envelope contents at last. The footage shows Cynthia Marsh in 1997, terrified, confessing that she's pregnant and that they'll never let me leave. A shadow passes behind her. The tape cuts to static. Then, modern-day footage, Cynthia walking through Port Charles alive, aged but unmistakable. The crowd gasps. Monica drops her glass. Trace's face turns white. And from the doorway, a woman steps into the light, whispering, "I told you I'd be back." Cynthia Marsh has returned, and with her comes the end of the Quatermain lies. The General Hospital writers seem poised to use this Quatermain scandal as a way to reset the legacy family's power dynamics. By weaving Ronnie's tragic descent with decades of hidden corruption, the show pays homage to its roots while building a thrilling new era. Ronnie D'Angelo may have cracked, but in doing so, he cracked open the gilded facade of Port Charles' most powerful dynasty. His madness revealed truth, his guilt inspired justice, and his fall set in motion the reckoning that fans have been craving. And now, as Cynthia's haunting return promises vengeance, fans can expect a war for the soul of ELQ, a war fought not just in boardrooms, but in hearts, homes, and hidden corners of the Quatermain mansion where ghosts never truly rest. With General Hospital leaning into Gothic family intrigue, moral reckoning, and long-buried scandals, this storyline could easily dominate months of airtime. Ronnie's tragic unraveling becomes the spark that reignites the Quatermain curse, while newcomers like Aaron Holt Marsh bring the next generation into play. The mansion may be rebuilt, but its foundation is still cracked. And as Port Charles soon learns, the Quatermain's greatest enemy may not be an outsider at all. It's the legacy they've built on lies. Ronnie's crack-up isn't insanity, it's revelation. The sinister scheme buried beneath the Q Mansion is finally coming to light, and by the time it's all exposed, the Quatermain name may never be the same again.